time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The #1 midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on? Big D Energy
Big
here.
D.
Big D. There it is. D-Mac. Justin sitting in right now. Neil out of town doing business stuff. Cam in the TD booth. Spenny over there on the ones and twos as usual. I'm Darren McCarty. So welcome, everybody. Welcome into Big D Energy. Justin is sitting in here. Stick will be here soon. But anybody out there, first and foremost, if you're in Michigan, especially in our area, drive safe.
Please.
And it's only going to get worse and colder and all that different stuff. So, first of all, everybody be safe. How was everybody's trip in this morning? You guys were here
Mine
earlier.
was pretty brutal. Came in here at 7 in the morning, no plowed roads. Everyone was driving like shit. Any hill, there was like 10 cars at the bottom that were stuck down there. It was pretty brutal.
So regular, how long?
20 minutes extra. It took me 28 minutes to get here. It's usually a 10-minute drive.
Highways or backways?
Back roads. I drive on Corton and Maple.
All right. Shout out real quick, because before we started Big D Energy today, Woodward Wings,
Shout
Spencer
out.
Raxter, Justin Satawa had special guest Sean Baligian from
And Darren McCarty.
And Darren
And just,
McCarty
got 4 Stanley Cup
creeped
rings,
in.
just
Creeped
that
in
guy.
there, so make sure you're getting that out. Check that out. We were talking, obviously, a lot of Quinn Hughes. We'll touch it on a little. You want to touch it now?
Let's
Spencer?
touch it now.
We're gonna touch it now. I
Yeah,
know we
'cause
got.
I'm here, 'cause
We're
Stick's
gonna get to
not gonna wanna
Lions.
talk
We're gonna
about
get
it.
to all that stuff. We're gonna get to Pistons. We got a great piece.
Yes.
On Coach JB Bickerstaff. But let's talk, because the hottest thing going, and the hottest thing for a while for our fandom with the Detroit Red Wings, is the talk about maybe acquiring Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes, arguably or not arguably, we can just say top 3 defensemen in the league.
Top 3 for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Out in
Unarguable.
Vancouver, contract stuff. Vancouver's not going to do it. They've been trying. They've been talking about moving him for a year. We are the best suitor, I think, for it. I think we have, as they say, the war chest, Benny.
Yes.
Do we have the war chest of players, draft picks, money, all this other stuff? So, how excited, are you guys that this could actually happen?
I'm trying to stay slightly composed, okay? Because like we always say, nothing comes out of the Yzerman camp. And the fact that stuff is coming out either means it's being leaked from the other side, or it's just a smokescreen. I want to believe in it very bad. I do think that they are the best team to make a package that is appealing to the Vancouver Canucks. But Sean this morning just kept saying it, and it's getting in my head, that Steve Yzerman will only take his deal and the right deal, and I believe that, and I question whether or not they're going to be willing to give up the pieces that it will take for Vancouver.
So, do you feel the same way, Spenny, or do you feel that?
I don't.
I don't either in this
Yeah.
case. I think it's a little bit unique, because it's not just take this, or this. You have a bunch of different, and I think you're right. And Sean's great at that, is challenging you. Take it from the other GM's perspective.
Yeah.
And what is he going to? So I don't know what they want. I got to look into it deeper. Do they want a pool of draft picks that we've acquired and stuff like that? Do they want some youth, right, that is playing in the minors? And we know that the Grand Rapids Griffins are playing the best hockey in the AHL right now,
Yeah,
and all the young
19-1.
guys. What I'm saying, Costa, is it something they want a goaltender? We got a few in the pipeline and
Yep.
stuff like that. So I think that hopefully why we're not, if what we're hearing is definitely out of Vancouver. It's not out of Detroit.
I agree, and that's something that you would do if you're Vancouver. You put it out there to increase the price, to have teams in the Eastern Conference who might not want to see the Red Wings take that leap, put their hats in the ring as well. But it makes so much sense for this to happen. You look at what the Detroit Red Wings can give. You look at how a lot of their guys are slightly battle-tested now, so they're somewhat knowns. It's like, okay, you know that they
that's
can
what the
play.
Canucks want.
Oh, you know that they can be a guy at the very least, and that is what they want. They don't want shots in the dark. They want guys they know that will at the very least be in the NHL, and you've seen that with a lot of these guys already. And I'm personally at the camp of, if you can keep Simon Edvinson, if you can keep Nate Danielson, if you can keep MBN, and if you can keep Augustine, I'm giving anybody else to get Quinn Hughes.
Obviously, outside the people who already have
Sider and Larkin. Yeah. Sider, Larkin, Raymond not included.
Cat, yes.
I'm talking about a package that I would be comfortable giving up is Axel Sandin Palika, Marco Kasper, Sebastian Cossa, and a first-round pick.
Yep.
And if that's what it takes, obviously you try to go for less than that. If that's what it takes, if you could give up a Booch or maybe even a Plante instead of Cossa, maybe that's where you go. So you have that goalie. But yeah, I would do almost anything you could do to get Quinn Hughes, because you would immediately have the best defensive pairing in the NHL with Quinn Hughes and Mo Seider.
Okay, Kyle's wed. I don't know if he's serious or not, so I'm gonna ask this question that he asked. Okay. Right, and you guys can respond to it. Why would you trade your young draft guys for one D-man when there's still Docker and Hamonic on the blue line?
He's got to be joking.
He's got to be trolling, right?
He's got to be. Well,
remember Gustafson's still out there.
I guess the angle that I would be thinking is he's saying that the D-core isn't close enough to being ready to compete. If that's where his criticism truly lies, that's a fair criticism. Yeah. However, when you have guys like Seider and Hughes who can play 27, 28 minutes a night, it takes off so much pressure on the third pair. You are eliminating 3 shifts from your third pair, from your second and your first pair. That's what you need. You like the upgrades to the third pair will come eventually. But if you can solidify your top 4, who are both of those lines will play 27 minutes plus, I'm all good with it.
That's one of the things that is so appealing to Quinn Hughes is the fact that he eats minutes, right? And he's gonna yes, Seider can eat those minutes, but he's not gonna have to enough. And this what does this make your defensive core by adding a Quinn Hughes to it?
Yeah.
If you got rid of ASP and subbed Quinn Hughes in it, how much better does it make?
It gives you probably the best defensive core in the NHL. When you look at Mo Seider, Simon Edvinson, and Quinn Hughes as your big 3. Like I said, you would immediately have the best defensive pairing in the NHL with Mo Seider, who right now is playing in the top 5-ish of NHL defensemen with all of his advanced stats and different things like that. And like you said, Quinn Hughes undeniably top 3. So I'm comfortable saying Mo Seider's playing like a top 10 defenseman right now. If you add a top 3 guy to that gives you the best defensive pairing.
Every analytic in the game right now says that Seider is one of the best defensemen in the league. And personally, I don't think that Seider and Quinn Hughes would play together. I think it would still be Simon Edvinson and Seider. And I think that for now, Quinn Hughes would play with Sherratt. And you would have a very even top 4.
Isn't Hughes a left-hand shot?
Yep.
So you got hey, you know what I like? You have options.
Yes, you do have options. You can put Edvinson or Quinn Hughes with Seider, and you see how much McClellan likes to flip the lines around. And when stuff's not working, you have that avenue, and you can breathe new life into your team if you want to swap Edvinson and Quinn Hughes at any point.
Has is this a shot to be able to talk like this and be in this conversation, give you guys as hockey fans a shot of adrenaline right now?
Yes.
It absolutely does.
I feel like I'm snorting cocaine
part of
over
it?
here.
Allegedly on Roblox.
That's your problem. You're allegedly on Roblox.
Yes. Everything we do here is in a comedic and satirical fashion. We do not promote or endorse any kind of sexual gratification or harm to others. We are joking. Don't sue us.
Drugs, kids.
Fuck
allegedly
you.
on Roblox.
Don't sue us. Fuck you. But D-Mac, when you talk about a package, like I know that people are in the chat. They're doing the classic Detroit fan type of thing where it's, trade Yuri Hoodler for Sidney Crosby straight up. Like, when you look at a package to bring in a guy like Quinn Hughes, obviously Steve Yzerman is a notorious fleecer, and he is very, very far and few between from giving up anything that would really hurt you. Are you able to fleece a Vancouver for a guy like Quinn Hughes? I don't think you even can. It starts with ASP. You will not get Quinn Hughes unless you give up ASP.
Isn't the fleece in any trade usually when it's just like out of the blue or when it just like sort of happens. The ones that drag out, like this conversation, as Sean told us earlier, like Jimmy Rutherford in Carolina, like they've been having this for a year. Like this was writing on the wall in certain places because they're not going to give them the big money. So I think that in this case, it will be, you won't be able to tell. Like initially, Detroit will win the trade because this will put them in the playoffs.
Yep.
Right? This is inevitably, this kind of move puts you in the playoffs. We said the analogy would be the Micah Parsons to Green Bay, right? If you're use an analogy to the NFL, a game changer.
It'd be like the Lions trading for Micah Parsons.
Right.
I think this is an interesting.
With Aiden Hutchinson already.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to tell in the return because I believe the return will be young guys, either right off your roster with a year or two experience, and you won't be able to tell till down the road how they develop. So, but I think that it's a win-win, right? You're looking to win-win, whatever this trade is. It's not, and it's different now.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is your Detroit Red Wings have the biggest arsenal to be able to figure out what works.
Yes, and from the Woodward Sports Chat, the UA fan, OG hockey supporter on this channel, do we take on a bad contract with the deal to lessen the assets you have to give up? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think that's why you set yourself
Yes.
up, right, to whatever else. And it's just, into this is a great segue into the super chat, $2 Michael Weary 994. Is the Weiser plan coming to fruition? I would say he pulls this move off. You're gonna see everybody jump back on.
Oh yeah.
You're right. All hail 19.
Yeah, they were. I didn't say that. Said it
19.
on the Wings episode. He said, like, I'm a borderline fan. Like, I watch when I can. I listen to you guys all the time.
And I talked about it on our little emergency pod that, like, if this was the NBA or the NFL, this trade would have been made already because there is nothing that would be better for the NHL, for the market, for selling tickets, for pushing the brand, than bringing the kid home to save the team.
Tell him, Spenny.
To bring the
Tell him,
Michigan
Spenny.
kid back to Hockey Town.
Bring him
to
home!
the fucking playoffs.
Bring
for
him
the first time
home!
in 20 years.
Literally bring him
like,
home.
Bring him
come
home,
on,
Spenny.
dude. It would be... It would literally be storybook shit, and it would immediately make you a playoff team. It would immediately make you one of the best teams in the East.
Wouldn't it be a great gift for the 100-year celebration?
It really would.
For the fan
Yes,
base.
it would.
Quinn
And
Hughes
What
is
a
the
Christmas gift on the 100-year celebration.
I'm buying-
Oh, my God.
Hey, I'll tell you right now. Hey, you want to
Oh.
sell some shit, Chrissy? You want to get I promise you, the day you trade for Quinn Hughes, I will buy a Quinn Hughes Centennial jersey. I will that day.
Exercise,
that was
though.
next,
Exercise up, yeah.
Because they fit small. Remember?
I'll do a burial for the Casper one I have if he's a part of it, and I'll get a Quinn Hughes jersey.
And it will be a nice burial
It will be
because
a
he
nice
got us
burial,
to,
yes.
right? It will be very nice.
yes, it would.
It'll be good. All right, so there's a little hockey chit-chat right off the rip.
That's
For
for
all
you
our
guys
hockey
who always
loyalists,
complain.
that's what happens when you let us take over the show.
Yep.
We're going to go to break. We come back. We got Stick in here, and we're going to talk some football.
Lions, baby.
Tell us about Ben Johnson.
Let me tell you about Ben Johnson Law. Justice. Whether it's corporations, the government, even your insurance company, Ben Johnson will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation. So when something goes wrong, make Ben Johnson your first call and get a fighter in your corner. Contact Ben today at benfights.com for the best fighter in the game. You see those gloves? He'll fight for you.
And what about Art and Jake's?
Let me tell
We'll
you
be there
about
this
Art
weekend.
and Jake's. I don't need anything for this one because Art and Jake's treats us right every single time that we're in there. We will be in there this Sunday at 4:25 for the Lions watch party and post-game show. Me and Spenny will be holding it down. Clarkston, thank you. In Clarkston, I've never been to that specific location before, but at all their locations, they have the best TV walls, the best draft beers, they always have Sun Cruisers, and they have the most variety of any sports bar menu I've ever been to. So make sure you go check it out, Art and Jake's. Come hit us up at Clarkston this Sunday at 4:25. We'll see you there.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more.
Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with the top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. Located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road, experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. He'll be back tomorrow, and then I'll be filling in for Darren.
Yes. We were
Just
switch
pass
chairs.
me around the Big D.
Allegedly.
Like 90s.
Allegedly.
On Roblox.
Like the 90s. On
Like
Roblox.
the 90s. Darren McCarty in here. We got Spenny. And have we introduced a new guy in the sound booth?
Yeah, shout out Cam.
Cam introduced himself?
Cam hasn't talked yet today.
Y'all?
Oh, Cam has not talked yet. So, fun story about Cam. We ran into each other at a Pistons game last year, right?
Sure did.
And I was FaceTiming my daughter. We were picking out some clothes, and Cam stopped. He's like, dude, I love Woodward Sports. Fast forward a couple months, we do an appearance at Art and Jake's in Ann Arbor where you're a waiter.
Black Rock.
Or Black Rock, I'm sorry. You're a waiter out there, right?
No, you just pulled up.
It really was the universe. I was actually bopping around with my brother in Ann Arbor, and we left the mall, Briarwood, and we were about to head over to Costco. And I was like, man, let me go see if the heavyweights are going on. I couldn't remember if it was Friday or Saturday. I was like, let me just bop in and see if the heavyweights are on. Brendan was in there setting up, so we did a lap at Costco, came back. Whoop, whoop.
The rest is history.
Spenny, and that's how legends are born
That
here
is.
at Woodward Sports,
That
right?
is.
Because Spenny just walked into a big boy. He
Yep.
was like, hey, I want to work with y'all. And 4 years later,
5 now. Jesus Christ.
sorry, bro.
That's all right.
You've wasted your
I'm getting old, man.
But no, glad to have Cam in the building,
Shout out.
learning the soundboard. So if anybody has any critiques, keep them to yourself. He's figuring it out, Pete.
He's doing a great job.
He's doing a great job. Darren, you guys got the hockey talk out of the way. I was sitting in the lovely massage chair because, hockey talk and me is not my strong suit. So figured why not the three guys wearing Red Wings stuff talk about? You got the hat, Spenny.
Well, it's not Red Wings, but yeah, I always wear Red Wings
Yeah.
things. It's in my heart.
But, overall, you guys feeling good, bad? I see they lost 5 of their last 6, right? Is that true?
What, the Wings?
No.
Wings are in first right now.
Yeah.
I know they're in first.
No,
They've won 2 in a row.
we don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. They played tonight in Calgary.
Okay.
Regardless, is that we might you could refer to this. We might land a Micah Parsons of the NHL.
Yeah, they've won 3 of their last 4.
Yeah.
That'd be huge.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, it gives a jolt to be.
It gives a casual like me something to latch on to.
There you go.
Right? Like it gets people like me involved, and then You know, this is Hockey Town. Once they start winning, everybody will be back. But let's talk about the Detroit Lions.
Please.
They got a game in L.A. this Sunday. I am going to the game in L.A.
Yeah, right on.
Meeting up with a Detroit Grunny.
Shout out.
We're going to run into each other out there. So anybody else out in L.A., you want to do a little meetup, let me know. I'll be out there. I'm driving from my mom's place in Phoenix. I'm getting up early on Sunday, hopping in the car about 5 a.m., driving to L.A. Should get there about 10 a.m., have a couple hours to dick around before the game. And then go watch Jared Goff whoop up on Matthew Stafford once again in a Detroit Lions uniform. Neil, I thought, did a great job yesterday.
Yep.
Defending the home crew with stats, with realities. And yeah, I think we proved that Jared Goff was the better move than Matthew Stafford, and we don't even have to discuss that today. But let's talk about this game.
No, when you see what obviously with the return. And it benefited, and so when we just got off talking about expectations for Quinn Hughes, it's a lot of the same analogy of what LA got with Stafford in the one player, and what is the return that Detroit was looking for, and this would be Vancouver in the same part. So both won, right? But as we came to the conclusion, as somebody's car is getting stolen outside.
Right.
Yesterday, Spenny,
these high crime rates in Birmingham, man.
it is. Yesterday, Spenny, we came to the fact that if you keep score by Super Bowls, then LA won the draft. If that's how you keep score.
Right.
If you are larger than that or more nuanced, so to speak, then you look at the bigger picture and what the return is, and you're talking about Pro Bowl return.
See, and I thought this debate was over when the Lions beat the Rams in the playoffs in Ford Field. Like, I thought that was the plant the flag. All right, we've surpassed the Rams. Everything's good now. Like, there can no longer be a debate. They played head-to-head in a playoff game, and who came out victorious? Spenny?
The Lions did.
Who was the quarterback of the Lions that day?
Jared Goff.
So Jared
Great day.
Goff came out victorious.
He did.
Head-to-head in the playoffs with all the marbles on the line.
And that's another way to keep score.
Yeah, head-to-head, yeah.
I understand, but it's where do you, as a fan, what do you hold true? So you're not wrong,
I know.
and Spenny's not wrong either.
So overall,
Both things can be true.
Both
Didn't we
things
learn
can be
that?
true.
Didn't we learn that on this program?
overall, it'll probably go down as the best trade in NFL history for both teams. Like I don't. There's been fair trades where both teams didn't get what they were expecting. I can't remember a fair trade like this where teams. Maybe Herschel Walker is the only one. And I guess Minnesota didn't really.
Yeah,
they got Herschel Walker,
Minnesota
but they
got
didn't
kind
win
of cooked.
shit.
Yeah.
So
Dallas definitely won that trade.
yeah, but they got Herschel Walker.
Yeah, but they didn't win anything.
Yeah,
It's how you
so
keep score.
That's how these guys are wired.
I mean, that's how you play to win the game.
Hello.
Some of us
Is
just
Kerby playing this Sunday?
Here's what Dan Campbell had to say on the flagship.
No Brian Branch. I think people would feel a lot better if they knew Kerby Joseph was coming back.
What's he saying?
What's the last box that he's got to check to get back out on the field?
Well, I think it's, he's got to string a couple of practices together here to where, where he feels good, it looks good, he feels good, he comes in the next day and there's no residual effects from the practice. That's it. I mean, really, we won't know until late in the week. We won't know where this is at. And then we got to, get on the plane and fly West Coast. That's not going to, make things great. But yet, that's part of it. You got to load up and hit high altitude when you got some stuff going on. So, but we'll see. I mean, the good news is he's to a point to where we can get him out there and hopefully string some practices together.
point where he said about the altitude, about flying, and about swelling, and about different things like that. So, keep your fingers crossed, and maybe a couple extra prayers tonight that he puts a few good practices together, and at least he's healthy enough to make the trip, right? So, what I heard there, and I don't know if you guys heard the same thing, is that he's not even. They don't think that he can even fly or even travel with the team right now. So I wouldn't expect it.
If you're worried about flights, you're not playing in an NFL football game.
Yeah.
I just cannot see that happening. So without Kerby, without Branch.
No Terrion.
Can I ask this
No
question?
Terrion, no
Do we know
Rakestraw.
Dan Campbell well enough now that he's like me, right? Like he can't, like he wears that emotion on. So when you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
Good, bad, positive, negative. Not that he doesn't believe it, but he's trying to trying to console all of us, right? But he doesn't. There's no fire in him, right? Because do you guys notice that now, like after 4 or 5 years?
He seems kind of defeated the past couple. Obviously,
when
the
he's
win,
talking about some of the
Yeah.
injuries, right?
Yeah.
You can tell right away, like the defeatedness of it.
Well,
That's
it's
what
almost
it
like
is.
arguing with your wife, right? It's like, here we go again.
You still do that?
I've heard. No, but like if it's the same conversation, but I noticed that a couple weeks ago. We talked about that, how Dan just seems like it was going into the Dallas game. It was like, oh man, the energy's not there. But then after the Dallas game, you saw Dan Campbell again.
I thought going into the Dallas game, going in with the message and whatever that they were ready. They like just seeing the clips out of the practice and talking about what you're made of and grit and don't worry about the noise and everybody else. This is on us. It's always been on us. This is what we do. No, like that wasn't it. I just see it when he's talking about injuries or when he's talking about availability or where guys are. You can see, or coming back. Look at the way that, I don't know. I was just wondering if you guys can sense some different things like that.
Oh, totally. I mean, even in the preseason leading into here, he was talking about the PTSD he's going to have with injuries from last year and how the rabbit ears they have about depth and how that was so important to them and how they learned a valuable lesson. And
Now it's happening again.
It's happening again. Do you feel like they've addressed the depth better this year or last year? I mean, I think going in we had a better team. Right?
Yeah, I think that the secondary depth was there this year. Like you looked at Rock Ya-Sin and Avante Maddox and bringing in those guys, veterans that have played in this league before that you can trust in case somebody goes down. Now, it's hard to lose multiple starters and rely on that depth because then the depth starts getting hurt, and then you have the Legion of Whom out there. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, this is not where you wanted to be with the injuries, but there's nothing you can do now. And me personally, I doubt Kerby Joseph plays the game this year unless it's like Week 18 in Chicago, need to win it to go to the playoffs or something like that. But
it seems right now that that's what they're preparing for. Like that's what they're saying. Like the last couple games, maybe or whatever.
You got to gear him up for the playoffs. Like that's the whole goal is getting that guy back.
And that last game of the year is going to be a playoff.
Making the playoffs.
The last game of the year is a playoff game.
The playoffs.
Spenny, the last game of the year is a playoff game again in Chicago. So that's your playoff. That's where it starts. So
I do feel like the complete buzz coming off that win on Thursday night has just died, and the Brian Branch news the day after.
Yeah,
nobody
did not
was
even let us
celebrating.
enjoy
Nobody
it.
feels good about what the hell they just did to the Cowboys. Like going into this week, I'm not seeing the positive momentum from that big win. I think people are still a little apprehensive about playing the Rams. And it's a big game.
It's a great team. And we got Dan Campbell talking about that great team. We got him coming up talking about how this is the biggest test they've had all year. But Spencer Davis with the super chat in there, he says, I'm convinced Rams fans are bitching. They're just mad their team moved and they didn't get a home parade. Boo them kids forever. Yeah, have fun in St. Louis, nerds. Shout out to Spencer Davis.
How pissed would you be if you were from St. Louis, though?
I'd be pissed if I was a player and I didn't get a parade.
Yeah.
Yep. But if I was a player, I'd be much happier to do a parade in L.A. than St. Louis.
I was at the parade in L.A. for the Rams.
Were you?
Yeah.
You were the one.
I was wearing I had a Lions flag tied around.
When Stafford laughed at the photographer that fell off the stage?
I did see that. That was funny. Well, I didn't see it, but yeah, my boy lives in L.A. I was down there visiting him, and we were partying. It was fun.
I'm looking forward to going to L.A., man. I'm looking forward to
I
going
love
to
going.
SoFi.
I love.
I've never seen SoFi, so
I love California.
I want to get there early, walk around, hang out. It's going to be a fun time.
But I had my Lions flag, and I was I'm wearing Lions gear. I had the Lions flag tied around, and I was walking around, and people were like, thank you, thank you. I was like, oh, fuck you. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. But, all right, let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk more about the Rams and how Dan Campbell feels about them. Stick, tell us about Planet Fitness.
Who?
Planet Fitness.
Who?
Planet Fitness.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Planet Fitness. Listen, you're going to be stuffing your face for the next couple weeks with the holidays. go burn off all the fat. All right? New year, new you. You know the routine, except this time stick to the routine. Go to Planet Fitness, sign yourself up, get the black card so you can spoil yourself when you get there, get the massage, get the tanning, get all that good stuff too. Planet Fitness, 50 Metro Detroit locations, locations all over the country. So when you're traveling like Neil ruled, you can always find a Planet Fitness.
We got a lot of super chats.
Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more.
Sports fans, don't miss extra sports injury insights from Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine. Catch Dr. Pierce every Tuesday here on Big D Energy and Thursdays on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, where he shares top-tier advice to keep athletes in peak condition. Trust the guy I trusted for 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to help you stay in the game and perform at your best. Learn more at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com. Call 248-426-9944.
Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody participating in the chat. Make sure you get your super chats in. Spenny, you said we got something to clean up?
Yeah.
They time out on my end. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I got to switch it
We'll
to
get to your super
fan-funded
chats. Make sure you
chat.
drop them in to skip the line. Ask Stick, are you ready for a tongue lashing from Rams fans? I'll be praying for you if you make it out alive. People can be brutal. Rams fans?
Rams fans don't exist.
But yeah, like LA? Like LA sports fans?
Yeah, there's no such thing.
I'll be all right. Raiders fans when they were in Oakland, okay. Sometimes San Francisco fans,
Philly.
the Bay Area people.
Philly.
But Rams fans?
Yeah, I haven't heard that one.
All right, we got some super chats in there to clean up. Shout out to Labertini, Q9H. He says, it's decided I'm bringing the Dubai Duty free edition of Woodford for everybody on a Bourbon Friday while I'm home.
Ooh,
so some
when's
nice
he home?
Woodford
make sure I'm
Reserve. Yeah, shout out to Labertini. Let us know. I love Woodford Reserve, so shout out for that. Michael Weary says, oh, yep, Wiser Plan. We already did that one. What do you guys think about this? Percentages for Frank Ragnow and Taylor Decker playing next year. Both of them, I would say 0%. Frank Ragnow alone, 0%. Taylor Decker alone, 35%. I think he's going to hang him up. I do.
I say 25.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think Taylor Decker's retiring after this year.
You think so?
Yeah. He's banged up. He's talked about it already. He just talked about it in an interview. I think Brad Galley talked to him about it. Yeah, I hope not, because, they need to draft a tackle regardless, but I would be surprised if Taylor Decker played next year.
So you think Ragnow's 0% though?
0%.
See, I think Ragnow's more of a percentage than Decker.
I don't know, dude. He could be walking around with a broken femur and not even know it.
That's the thing, though. The only thing stop him from playing this year was a doctor. His will's still there. He's still hungry for the game. If he has a whole year off and he's completely healthy, I think he'd give it a go for a season just to – I don't know. D-Mac, you got a player's mentality.
Conversation. No, I think that conversation. Honestly, you probably have a better chance. Like, I think Decker's done. So I think you have a better chance of Frank coming back.
I do too.
Like, to having that conversation, because at least he tried, but maybe not.
Did you ever come back after you retired, or were you 1 foot in, 1 foot out at some point?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Just needed another, yeah, back in, I was done after Calgary, and then when I came back in '08, made the comeback.
Oh, yeah.
Was that
I started.
Was
in-
that
I
because
started.
the
I
Wings called
started
you,
in-
or you called them?
No, I called that, and I started in the I.
Playoff
I started
assassin.
in Flint, and then I went to Grand Rapids and proved, and I got to play PTO every time because I knew I just had to get in the locker room because those were my guys, right? Like that last with the Nick and Homer
last
and
ride.
Japes and like whatever else, but I also from knowing it that there was like they needed me the buffer with Babcock, you know what I'm saying, and needed to be in there,
So
with
how long
Ozzy
were you
and
out?
stuff.
How long were you out?
I was so I got hurt the season before, so almost a year.
Okay, so it was an injury that kind of forced you to sideline yourself.
Yeah,
And then-
and then it was my addiction too. I was back into my alcohol. Then I got that all cleaned up and just.
How many games did you play in the regular season that year? And then
3.
And then
3, had a helper, and then played 17 in the
yeah,
playoffs.
7. I was about to say like 20 in
even
the
had
playoffs.
a goal and,
Yeah.
and played. Game. What was it, game 3?
Yep.
In Pittsburgh, I kept the puck in, and when Hud scored, stuff like so. Just being around and being a part of it, but yeah, like it's filling a role, like, and that's all it was. It was just like 4 to 6 minutes or whatever, or even just in practice or in the locker room and stuff like that. That's a big component. So you never. No, we're talking about a pro.
It's like
all
Phillip
pro.
Rivers.
What's that?
It's like Phillip Rivers coming out.
But I think that you saw to Stick's point, right? That there was a passion or something in Frank that said, I want to go help my guys.
Right.
Or I think I got something left, right? Needless to know, he had all the like that. That's what an animal this guy is. So as he takes time off and gets this stuff, because now he's got it looked at, repaired, right, and stuff like that, then I think the conversation's there. Right? Because maybe it's one of these things that you don't need Frank Ragnow until this time of year next year. But because he's not going to, so as long as he's in shape and up to speed, cerebrally, he's as good as anybody. Right?
And I think you bring up a good point too, just about missing the locker room and your guys. Right?
What's your guy? Like you've gone to war, like and like lack of a better term, football's more of like a war mentality but guys. So you build this rapport up, and you see the window. And in football, it's like that there's a small window. So if you can capture it, and it's about feeling better.
And the pride of Frank Ragnow, seeing Jared Goff get lit up from interior blitzes, hearing everybody say the offensive line sucks. Like he's probably like, "Oh, fuck you guys!" Like I'm still here.
I can do, and instead of talking about it, like trying to do something about it until like he was not allowed.
Yeah, we get more super chats to clean up. Labertini in there again. He says, again, shout out to Cam. So shout out to our guy Cam in the sound booth. Shout out. He's doing a great job. Michael Weary says, the Atlantic, number 1 is the Tampa Bay Lightning. 2 is Boston Bruins. 3 is the Detroit Red Wings.
And it could change again after tonight.
Red Wings got to keep winning. The Eastern Conference is cutthroat. Shane Daniel says, SoFi is such an awesome stadium. I was there when the Lions played the Chargers, and the place is electric. Nice. Have an awesome time, Steak.
I will, man. And that was a great game to be at, too.
Yeah.
Remember that? Just back and forth.
That was Monty.
Nonstop.
Monty had that like 70-yard touchdown run, I think, right?
Yeah, and they kicked a field goal to win it, like a 50-yard field goal. So, yeah. Now I'm looking forward to it. The only other away stadium I've ever been to was RFK in Washington, and that thing was a shithole. Went to that game, and I got tickets for $5. It was when Washington was super bad, and their fans were protesting the team and just selling their tickets. We sat like 15 rows up for $5. Guy shot a T-shirt cannon. I caught the T-shirt. It was a Redskins T-shirt, Commanders. Or no, they were the football team at that time or whatever. And I chucked that bitch right back on the field. And it landed like in the end zone. They had to stop the game and everything. Half the fans were like cheering me. The other half were calling me an asshole. So it was a good time. I'm excited to go.
Fit right in.
Yeah, I'm excited. I almost got in a fight when I went to the Chicago White Sox stadium, though.
I went to the White Sox stadium. I had fun. I mean, I didn't watch the Tigers didn't play or anything. We were in Chicago for my friend's bachelor party, and the Cubs weren't in town. So we're like, he's a big baseball guy, so we're like, let's go watch a game. They're playing the Red Sox or something like that, and they got their ass beat because they were terrible. But it's a nice stadium. I had a good time.
Yeah, it was okay. All tell it was at the time when I went, and yeah, it was Tigers, and Tigers were up like 5-0, and I was talking all this shit drunk with all my boys in the stands, and then they ended up losing like 6-5, and it just didn't go well in the later innings.
Tampa Bay Stadium with the ship and stuff like that, but it's wild because of the sun, so you don't want to get the one side because you'll be cooking in the sun. So that's the veteran. So the other side shit.
Is that the one with the hot tub in the outfield too? Tropicana's got the hot tub with the hot chicks out there.
But that's a different.
That's baseball, though.
Yeah, that's baseball.
Okay.
This is the football stadium. Cam, you ever been any other NFL stadiums?
Oh yeah, my buddies and I back in the early 2000s, we used to always go out to Chicago for the Lions away games.
Soldier Field.
And all
right.
Any fisticuffs going on there,
well,
Cam?
I was fixing to share that I was talking so much junk and feeling so loose that I actually got escorted out by some Bears fans.
Oh, what?
But they were on my side halfway while just having fun too. It was all good. It was.
Did the Lions win any of those games you went to?
I think they no.
I don't
Nope.
That was Hansen missed 3 field goals in 2001, and then 2002 was the Morton Wig overtime.
Oh, he took the win
in Champaign. He deferred the toss the toss.
Yeah, he took the win.
Yeah, he took the win.
He took the win in sudden death overtime. You know why? Because nobody had scored on that end zone in the previous 2 quarters. That was his logic. Or you need the ball to win the game.
Or you just take the ball.
You take the ball. You put yourself in a position to win the game.
Score a touchdown and leave.
Now, obviously, a little bit different with the rule changes, but yeah, Marty Morningwig, classic Lions blunder. Great that you were there to witness history. You must be proud of that moment. God, Morningwig was so
That was the dumbest thing of all time.
Really?
I mean, sudden death overtime, you give them the ball? Yeah, that's fucking stupid, dude.
What do you got?
You know, when you say it
you got
like
the
that.
steel curtain or the Ravens defense back in the day? Like, what do you got?
No, we had the Lions. We had Cliff Averill.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's go to break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some more Lions. We got Dan Campbell talking about the Rams and this matchup. But let me tell you first about Les Stanford. Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. They got deals for everybody. You can get a 2026 Enclave Preferred, $299 per month. An XT6 luxury Cadillac SUV for $359 per month. Or the 2026 Silverado Crew Cab, $189 per month. Check out LesStanford.com. Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
All right, there's about 40 inches of snow on the ground. It's cold outside, but you know what you need in your hand? Iced tea and vodka. So you can close your eyes, pretend you're on the beach, and just have a sun cruiser. They're the proud partner of the Detroit Lions. So this Sunday, pick up a case. You can roll right through them. They go down super smooth. Real iced tea, real vodka, and classic taste. Sun Cruiser. All right, welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. We have Darren McCarty here. Spencer is here. And new guy Cam is in the sound booth. And you know what, Cam? Part of putting yourself on display is people are going to say things about you in the chat. They just want to prepare you for this. You'll get thick skin over time.
I think he's got it already.
I do too.
I ain't worried about it.
I do too. And it's all in good fun. They wouldn't be talking about you. My favorite quote is, "Nobody boos a bench player." They wouldn't be talking about you if they didn't care about you.
Super chat in there from Lambertini says, "How many yards does new Cam need to stay away from elementary schools?" Shout out. It's going to happen. You're lucky you're not on the heavyweights.
I was
going to
say, dude, the heavyweights chat is even more brutal.
It is ruthless. Jeremy Kruger in there with the super chat. Can the Pistons please trade for Giannis? None of this AD BS. F them picks. Let's not be like the Lions and Tigers and win a championship.
See, now the Pistons are the only team that I'm like pretty much on board with the F them picks, because if you get an impact player on a basketball court, that's 20% of your team that is on the court. Like, the percentages are just through the roof when you get a guy. Football, it's 1 of 11, right? It's a lesser percentage. It's harder to impact the game. Baseball, same thing. You're playing 9. You got rotational players. It's harder to have that one dude that's always impacting the game. So, if Trajan Langdon took that approach with the Pistons, I'd be okay with it. I mean, they're asking a lot for Giannis. I don't want AD.
No, I don't really either.
I'd rather take the flyer on Zion than AD. If we're going to go big man route like that.
It depends on what you get or what you need to give up for AD. I saw it was a role player, a 1 pick, and possibly an expiring contract. So if you could get Anthony Davis for Tobias and a pick, I would do it.
For Tobias and a pick?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah. So, I'm not mortgaging any of these young
multiple
pieces.
Player deals, I'm out on.
Yeah.
Out on for AD.
But what we are in on is the Lions and Rams.
That's
and the Detroit Lions play the Los Angeles Rams this week. And it's one of the toughest teams they had on their schedule. And here's what Dan Campbell has to say about this test coming up.
Would you say it's the best team you guys have faced this season?
Well, I think you got to put them up there for sure. We've seen some really good teams, but I think these guys are certainly, there's an argument for that to be made. They got guys in every area. They're loaded with talent. They play hard. They're well coached. They don't make mistakes. And they've got really good players at all the critical positions. So it'll be awesome. I mean, it really will. I mean, this is the cream of the crop right now. So we'll find out where we're at.
And he's right. When you look at the Rams right now, they are the best team in the NFC. They are complete, and this is going to be a true test. And this is kind of a measuring stick game, to where if you go out there and you perform like you performed against the Dallas Cowboys, and that offensive line and that defensive line look like they looked against the Dallas Cowboys, you can really talk about Super Bowl contention again.
I think you're already talking Super Bowl contention. Me, Mr. Positive, I've never been off that ship. I think this is the game that you can lose of your next 4. If you had to lose a game, this is the one you let get away. It's the only one you should let get away. And I'm not trying to mentally hedge or, brace myself for a loss. It's just, this is a really good team. You're on the road. It's more about performance than victory to me. Just like when they lost to the Eagles, They didn't get their doors blown off by the Eagles, just like when they lost to the Packers. They didn't get their doors blown off by the Packers. They were all one-score games. They were all in it. A couple things could have gone. And really, to me, what I'm looking forward to this game is the carryover and efficiency on the offense. Did the timing get reset? Are they right now? Does Jared Goff have the time and the mental space that he needs? Because you saw it after the Eagles game. He got sped up for 2 or 3 games. Mm-hmm. Is he back to normal? That's what I want to see, just a continuation, right?
It's protection. And what did you have this team? Didn't we all mostly have them 12-5 or 11-6?
Yep, they're right at it.
Where did you have the LA game? I had a loss. This was one of the 5 or 6 losses that they were going to have, and they were going to win the last 3. I think the biggest thing for me coming out of this, right, whether it's win or lose, you win, you set yourself up. You know what I mean? You can run the table. You control your destiny, right. All this other stuff. But the fact is that you got to get out of here healthy. You can't lose another starter. You can't. It's coming down to that point. To that point.
So what's more important in this game, do you think? Coming out of it healthy or coming out of it with a win?
Okay, so if you get the win, like the win sets you up because what is it proven? They've got next man up mentality, so I got to trust the fact that they're prepared if they lose. I'll always take the win.
Okay.
Right? I'll always take the win, but it's also too, this is where if we don't win, right, we can't suffer another season-ending injury. That would be the double knockout.
Yeah, especially in a crucial
and all the stuff you're talking about, yeah. But this is one of those games also, too, as a professional, you put on your calendar. Because this tests who you are and what you're made of and everything else. So hopefully that even though you said the fan base is sort of the Dallas game has sort of gone away and we're not talking about it, those guys are. They're building off it, watching tape, talking about what they can improve on and what they can continue to do. You know, one of the things is they're gonna have to protect Goff, and however they do that, because they've shown that, and it's gonna be probably the Gibbs game. Now, can we hold together? Can we get pressure on Stafford? Like you're talking, I mean, this should be a really good game.
I'm excited for it. I do think it'll be a really good game. I think that's a great point by Jack Stark. Losing to the Vikings still stings the worst.
That's the worst loss.
And I agree, right? If you had that one-game buffer right now, there would have never been any panic on the season. Everything would have been on track. It's that one loss to that shitty team that you never should have lost to. The other losses
with that quarterback.
With that quarterback, and they're doing what they're doing now. Because the other losses I can justify. Kansas City, okay, even though they're not the Kansas City of old. Yeah. It was in Kansas City, and they had a little ref magic that game. We can all agree on that. Philadelphia, defending world champs. I know they're on a bit of a hangover, but hard team to play at Sunday night on the road with 97-mile-an-hour wind. 2 losses to the Packers. I love how this storyline is working out with the Packers. They can get their little victory in the regular season, but come playoff time, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row. And you know who's going to be there in their way to get to that Super Bowl? It's going to be your Honolulu Blue Detroit Lions, and it's set up perfectly to rip the hearts and souls out of the entire Green Bay, Wisconsin, everybody cooking meth in their trailer facility. Like I love how this storyline has, like, this is almost like the Avalanche storyline, D-Mac. Like, they were the villain, they beat you in the regular season, and you got your vengeance in the playoffs. I see it happening with the Lions and the Packers this year. I love that they got their 2 wins in the regular season. We'll get our win when it counts.
That'll be a good show. That'll be a good week.
Oh,
That'll
God.
be a great week.
Oh, I can't
keep
wait.
manifesting it.
I can't wait. It's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. Like, that. We were talking about it last week. Everybody, the Bears are in first place. Like, the Bears aren't even making the playoffs this year. Caleb Williams can hit the broadside of the barn. His hit rate for open wide receivers is only like at 40%. They've won a bunch of one-score games. That's not going to maintain. It's come off a ton of turnovers on defense. That's not all luck, but a lot of luck is involved in that as well. So I think it's all set up for the Lions just to be soul snatchers again and come in with that underdog mentality because they're no longer top of the heap. And it's a different mindset, isn't it?
No, it really is. And, you know, this is now where you're sort of in the hunter mentality and these are what you're made of. So this, like, for lack of a better term, is what it's going to come down to in the playoff time. So it'll be interesting. Do you expect a similar game like Calvin Shepard? Because the one thing that I noticed being there live is like the blitzes, right? He got off of a lot of different things and used different pressures. You know, you're going to have to try to confuse Matthew Stafford. So that's the one thing that I'll be interested in is what's the game plan that Calvin Shepard has to using the speed of those linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, we all know with Matthew Stafford, it's forcing him to make tough throws that he thinks he can make, but he really can't make. Like that's why he throws so many interceptions. He does have all the arm talent in the world, but sometimes that leads you to make poor decisions, thinking you can do things that you can't do. So there's going to be some timely turnovers, and you cannot drop the ball when it's in your hands if you're on the defense. That's my big, huge takeaway for this LA game. Stafford's going to give you opportunities. He is going to throw a couple errant passes to defenders. Make sure you catch them.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. Spenny, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. You have to take advantage of opportunities to take the ball away from the Rams, because if you give it back to Stafford with the secondary you have and with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams out there, it's not going to be great. Another thing, Aiden Hutchinson needs to show up. He needs to, he had a good game against Dallas. I'm not going to be the guy that shits on him, because even though he didn't get the sacks, but he was there. And all pressures are built differently. And he had a lot of meaningful pressures that some of the sacks there he could have gotten if Jack Campbell didn't get there, or if Al-Quadin Muhammad didn't get there. So he had a good game against the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to have to do it again. He's going to have to get get Matthew Stafford on the turf in SoFi. And, you got to take advantage of opportunities to turn the ball over. And Nick brought it up on Heavyweights last night that the way the 49ers beat the Rams was through Christian McCaffrey receiving the ball in the backfield. He had 80-plus yards receiving, and Jahmyr Gibbs has been one of the best receiving backs in the league over the past couple weeks. So you get him going, you get the offense going, you sack Matt Stafford a couple times, and you should be in decent shape when it comes down to the fourth quarter.
I think if they win this game, man, everybody's going to start going nuts for the Lions again.
It'll
feel
test.
like going into the season excitement again.
As Dan Campbell said in that clip we played, this is by far the toughest test of the year. This is by far the toughest remaining team you have to play. They are the best team in the NFC. They are rolling right now. Yeah, you got to go out there, and this will tell you, this is the top of the NFC. So if you want to truly say you are a contender for the NFC, you got to go into SoFi and you got to win a must-win game.
And if you get this win, it kind of washes out everything else from the season. It just resets everything. Okay, you went and beat the best team in the NFC on the road. No more questions if you can beat a winning team. No more questions if you're that team. It's all set. Now just take care of business down the road. In the playoffs, keep rolling. So everything's in front of you, Detroit Lions. That's why I don't know why people are so more excited about this week. More excited to go into LA and steamroll these guys. More excited for Matthew Stafford to go 1-3 against the Lions since the trade. This is a big game.
That would be awesome.
Big game all the way around. And if you want to have a nice big steak while you're watching a big game, where do they go?
They should go to Black Rock. Shout out to Black Rock in Ann Arbor. They had us out there, and that's where we met Cam. So shout out to Cam. Make sure you check it out. They got a new menu. They've got the Cajun steak bites that are really good. They've got these crab stuffed portobellos with hollandaise that are amazing. And make sure you stay tuned. The 25-ounce sirloin after Darren McCarty, the enforcer, coming to the Black Rock menu very soon. So make sure you guys check that out. It is blackrockrestaurants.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Let's face it, no matter what we do, we all have our aches and pains that we deal with on a daily basis. Providing you with reliable relief so that you can live your best life is what Chill Medicated is here to do. Chill Medicated's line of topical products are non-transdermal, meaning it does not get you high, making it the perfect fit for all-day use in any environment. Find reliable relief where it matters most. Pain may be inevitable, inevitable, but suffering is not. Try it today at chillmedicatedcbd.com.
And what about Jax?
Yeah, salt on your car is also inevitable.
Yeah.
But living with it, you don't have to do that. You can go to Jack's Car Wash, and it's wintertime. You're going to make your money if you sign up for their monthly process, right? You can wash your car unlimited amount of times. That means every day you wake up, go wash your car. Knock the salt off. It's the worst thing for it, my dad always told me. It's going to eat the undercarriage. Make sure you get that salt off your car. It's Jack's season, baby.
Wash your undercarriage.
And get a free, wash your undercarriage. That's important for cars and life, just to let you know. Free car wash right now. Text WSN to 888-522-1729. All right, welcome back to Big D Energy. Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Hour number 2 underway. Thank you to everybody watching on YouTube. Everybody, are we still on everything else?
Twitch.
We still on Twitch?
We're on Twitch.
Yes. On Twitch? All right. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. And make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. We're pushing 98,000 subscribers, creeping towards that 100,000 mark where we get the plaque that we'll display right here. And then I'll take it home.
Let's go.
Right behind you.
Yep, right behind. So, yeah, thank you. You guys clown Micah for, quote, interceptions force. What's the difference between that and Hutch's pressures? Labertini Q9H. One is a made-up stat. The other is actually a registered stat that people keep track of.
And I
never even heard of almost forced interceptions.
Yeah, forced interceptions isn't a stat. But
right. Pressures is.
Pressures is. And... yeah, I mean, if it resulted in them not getting a sack, then I would say no. It doesn't matter. If it was just a pressure and he got the ball off and he took care of business, no, I don't give a fuck about that pressure. But when Hutchinson gets credit for a pressure because Alquadi Muhammad or Jack Campbell sacked the quarterback first before he could get there, then yeah, I'm fine with that.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah,
can't argue that.
That hard to do.
All right, let's get into it. You forgot to do it yesterday, so we're going to do RIP Tuesday on a Wednesday.
RIP Tuesday on a Wednesday, and then we got Top 5 Wednesday on a Thursday, so a little behind so far in this one. Oh, dang it. Oh, no, I do have it in here. Okay, shout out.
So you want to start it off, Spenny?
Yeah.
RIP Tuesday, Wednesday.
I'll start it off. Cam, could you throw the Art and Jake's back wall up there for me, please? RIP Tuesday, presented by Art and Jake's. Shout out to them for taking care of us. But I kind of thought about doing something. I kind of thought about this. I kind of thought about that. But my RIP for RIP Tuesday is RIP to the playoff drought for the Detroit Red Wings. Because Steve Yzerman is going to get it done. He is going to trade for Quinn Hughes. He will become a Detroit Red Wing, and that will make them a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. We are going to get playoff hockey back in Hockey Town this season, 100-year anniversary, top 3 defensemen in the NHL, and a playoff berth for the Red Wings. It's happening. We're getting it back. So RIP to the playoff drought for the Detroit Red Wings.
The Yzer plan is working.
The Yzer plan is working.
I don't know, cool. I'm gonna wait and hold my breath, but I like where Spenny's head's at, and you know what? Like this is. Hopefully, it's like I said, it's shaping up to be a good Christmas.
Weren't they like 2 games out of the playoffs a couple years ago?
They were 1 point out of the playoffs.
1 point.
2 years
This
ago.
Team's not better than that 1 point.
The East is
but the East is everybody gets better. Everybody improves. So you see how tight it is. First to last is 9 points.
Cam, your very first RIP. What do you got for RIP? You're not prepared? We'll go to D-Mac. You think about it. How's that?
I'm still prepared, y'all.
Huh?
I'm going to take the lowest hanging fruit out there and say it was a nice run, but RIP, Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh.
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, go have babies, do whatever else. It was epic. It was different, but along the lines of what New England and Belichick and Brady did. But as we see, finally, I think the epitome of this season for them is Rashid Rice dropping that 4th down cat right in his hands, right? Like it just goes to show you that all good things have to come to an end, and that's it. So, with all due respect, Kansas City,
R.I.P.
See ya.
Wow, God.
Fuck them.
What? Never thought I'd see the day.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Like, it seems like that that dynasty was going to last forever.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes looks bad. Like, he looks like he's making bad throws. He's making bad reads.
He's under pressure.
He's the worst downfield passer in the NFL this year. It was like at one point, 12 of his past 13 passes were incomplete or intercepted. Like, the guy is playing very poorly.
Life comes at you fast, Fenny.
Yep.
Especially when you're married to Brittany Mahomes.
That is true.
And you crash out pretty hard. Steve O'Baby, R.I.P. Mason Leach, finally paying Stick his money. And he still ain't paid. And he changed his name. I don't even know where Mason Leach went. But
I think it's Michigander.
He owes me for the Lions sweeping his precious Vikings last year, and he didn't pay. He's a welcher. Mason Leach is a welcher. And until you pay, you are known as a welcher.
That is true.
Just like the fruit juice.
That's what happens. Welch's. Cheese, eggs, and Welch's great.
Yeah, that's it. Cheese, eggs, and Mason Leach not paying my ass.
That's true.
There's several ways I could go with my RIP, but I kind of want to poke some fun at Easy. RIP to Howie Roseman wants to win more than Brad Holmes. Because both teams are sitting here 8-5. One guy went and did everything that Easy wanted. He signed a Zadarius Smith, who retired 2 weeks later. He went out and got a Jalen Phillips, who is playing well, but still, they're sitting at 8-5. So you're trying to tell me the guy that's so aggressive and his farts smell like roses and he can do no wrong has the same record as Brad Holmes, who doesn't even want to win, according to Easy? I just find that hard to believe. Because if Howie Roseman is so much better than everybody who's ever been a GM to ever fulfill the position, why is his team sitting 8-5 just like the Lions, who everybody claims is struggling? That is my question to Easy. R.I.P. Howie Roseman wanting to win more than Brad Holmes. Maybe he wants to win in a different way, but you cannot tell me that Brad Holmes does not want to win just as much as any man has ever wanted to win walking this planet. So R.I.P. to Easy, saying Brad Holmes doesn't want to win.
That's fair. I agree with that one, honestly. When Easy said that, I was like, man.
It's one thing to say I don't agree what the guy does, but to challenge his will and his integrity, that's where I'm like, hey, I mean, I've never sat down with Brad Holmes. I don't know this guy's want to win, but when I see him pumping his fist in elevators and when I see him in the war room, it looks like he wants to win.
He definitely wants to win. I know what Easy was like trying to say. I don't think that was the best way to say it, though.
He's just saying he needs to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Which
he thinks Brad Holmes is more concerned about building sustained success than winning a Super Bowl this year.
And I think both things can be true, right? Like, you need one to have the other.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be a flash in the pan. But, and there's different, the thing is there's different ways to do it. Like, look at what the Rams did a couple years ago with the F them picks. And they fell off for, a year or two? And not even fell off. They made the playoffs.
Yeah.
But now they're back to being a really damn good team. That was one way to do it. The Kansas City Chiefs organically drafted players, signed a couple of nice free agents, but they let their big-time stars go when they became a headache, and they were able to replenish because they had the good quarter. Like, that's why I get so mad when it's like, that's the only way. That just worked, so that's the only way. It's like, well, yeah, but let's extrapolate 20 years. And it works different ways. Like, look at the Patriot way. They didn't go out and sign a ton of huge free agents. They just kept it in-house, and then when a guy wanted more money, they said, get the hell out of here. You're a system player. Like, there's just different ways to do it. So I just want Brad Holmes to do it his way, and if it works, it's going to be amazing. Really looking forward to it. Cam, did you come up with an RIP?
I did somewhat, but I'm a little hesitant and apprehensive to share it. It just seems like with all the talks lately, Scooble, y'all. Chatter.
That's
I don't even want to go
cut.
there. I know. I know. But all I gotta say is, remember all the times he made us feel good. All the times he came off the mound and screamed to his gorilla. Ah! Right?
I like it.
I like the
Choose to
positivity.
enjoy the good times, the good memories. Enjoy them right now.
I'm kind of at that point too.
Sarah
Honestly,
McLachlan.
though, I have just completely accepted that Tarek Skubal is not going to be a Tiger after this year. He's not going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Tiger. He's not going to win a World Series with the Tigers. And I'm just dead inside. But we're going to go to break. We'll come back. That was a good one, Cam.
I'm dead inside, but we're going to break.
We're going to break. Tell us about Sharon's.
Sharon's! It's cold. It's snowing. You know how sometimes you go by people's houses and you're like, man, looks nice and cozy and warm in there? That's because they have Sharon's heating and air conditioning. It never fails. It turns on when it's cold, and it turns on when it's hot because they've been doing it for over 42 years. So you have any questions, you need financing options, you need a free instant quote, you can schedule it online today, SharonsHeating.com.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more.
All right, guys, let's talk about something that takes your chill game to the championship level. That's Gold Crown. You know the slogan, smoke like royalty. Gold Crown is a Michigan brand through and through with some of the finest cannabis products in the state, whether it's their Gold Crown gummy line packed with flavor and effects that'll keep you vibing, or their infused Jester pre-rolls that hit harder than a Lions linebacker. Gold Crown is all about giving you top shelf quality without the royal price tag. All rise for the reign of royal highs, only with Gold Crown.
Shout out to Al-Qadim Muhammad being named NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Hey, that's
for
what
week
you do
14.
when the coaches challenge you.
Yep.
Great line.
Did you see that him and Hutch are like the only two players to have like 8 sacks and like 40 pressures or something this far into a season? Like the only duo to ever do it. So we're good.
I don't know if that's.
I got to find that stat.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
it's true.
Daniil Hunter, and Will Anderson both have 10 sacks.
No, it had something to do with the pressures as well. It was a combination, not an individual sack stat. So either way, getting 3 in a game definitely makes that edge positions look a lot better on paper. Even though we all know that before that it was 5 sacks. Like it was not a ton. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. He will be in tomorrow. Darren McCarty is out tomorrow. You going golfing? Where are you going?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys already hit the Red Wings stuff today, so let's stay on the Lions for one more segment. Then I definitely want to touch on the Pistons too. We talked about Dan Campbell. What do we need to see from Aiden Hutchinson? Or actually, let me rephrase this. Who's more important in this game for the Detroit Lions, Aiden Hutchinson or J-Mo? Because we've seen over the past couple weeks, when J-Mo gets going, this offense does have a different level. It does have a different feel, a different tempo. With Amon-Ra St. Brown being hobbled a little bit, and his wrist injury, he's toughing it out. Sam Laporta's out. J-Mo has been the guy, and he's shown up in 4 of the last 5 games. One game he had nothing. But outside of that, J-Mo's been the guy on offense. Do you think he's just as important, more important as Hutch, or how do you think that works?
I mean, I don't think there's a wrong answer. They both need them to play up to their highest potential. But I think in this game, it's, you got to throw Stafford off, right? So I think whether it's the pressures or just making Matt Stafford feel uncomfortable is more of a key to victory, because I believe it's a Jahmyr Gibbs game anyways. And J-Mo's going to be there. You see he's going to have, He's going to have 6-7 targets. You know, he's 4 or 5 catches to whatever else. He can break it out. But I just think that we gotta put Stafford into those uncomfortable, as you said before. What the hell? The comfortable, as you said before, stick, right, where he thinks he can make the throw because he has the arm and be able to do that. I think that comes from Hutch. So I'm just gonna go with Hutch, but I could make an argument for you.
What do you think a successful game for Hutch is? What does that look
because
like?
it's not it's the eyeball test.
Okay.
Of is the pressure there? Is it making it uncomfortable? Or we get at different times because you look and I think that as we talked about earlier, Calvin Shepard's changed up some of the blitz packages, and I think that has helped at different times. We saw that making Dak Prescott uncomfortable. So it's the same sort of game plan, I think, and that comes with more pressure.
So I guess that's another way to view this question. What does success look like for J-Mo, and what does success look like for Hutch?
J-Mo don't drop anything.
No drops?
Just don't drop it. Like, just if it's thrown to you, catch it. Like that's all I'm asking, right? Because you're running great routes. You see the route packages, pushing down and coming back. Like, so you're doing that. But the only thing is when the ball's in the air, it's like, okay, make the catch. That's it.
Spenny, what do you think? Is it more important to have a successful game from Hutch or J-Mo?
I think Hutch, because you look at the secondary and the state of the injuries that you have back there with no Kerby Joseph, probably definitely no Brian Branch or Terrion Arnold. DJ Reed still doesn't look right. He's been getting cooked. Amik Robertson has been getting cooked. So you need Aiden Hutchinson. You need that defensive line. You need them to kind of attack Matt Stafford and not like pressure him, because Stafford still can scamper a little bit and avoid a little bit of pressure, and we know he's got all the arm angles that he could throw from and stuff. So you have to get him on the ground. You have to sack him. You have to beat him up. That's how you've beaten the Rams the past couple of years, is you've gotten in Stafford's grill. You've hit him hard and you've roughed him up. And that's what you have to do, because if you allow him to sit back there without being tackled, without being sacked, without being harassed, then Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua are going to absolutely murder your secondary. So Aiden Hutchinson needs to sack Matthew Stafford multiple times.
The Wizard of Oz 511 in the Woodward Sports Chat. 5 sacks incoming for the Lions.
It
needs to be right at that.
Yes.
That's like the over-under mark, honestly, for a successful game. If you have over, I think you're winning the game. If you have under, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a great number you put on there. James in the chat, Hutch will be in Stafford's face all day. Alex Haggerty, Hutch cannot let Stafford wiggle away like Dak did.
Yeah.
Let's face it, Stafford's not a mobile quarterback. I mean, he's got a little bit more wiggle, but Dak is a lot more elusive than Stafford has ever been in his career. So I do see them targeting, and I'm really interested to see what you brought up, D-Mac, about the blitz pressures and how Calvin Shepard switched it up, because that was one huge thing going into the Dallas game. They took ownership that the pressure wasn't right. Calvin Shepard got up there, said they were going to try different packages, and you saw it pay off in this game. But now that's on film, right? And Sean McVay is going to see the adjustments you made last game, and they're going to make adjustments. Are you prepared to already have something to counterpunch with, or are you going to stick with what worked last week? That's what I'm interested. The in-game adjustment for Calvin Shepard this week is going to be huge.
Well, I mean, I've never been in a football or pretend to be in a football locker room, but I would think in your game planning, you go through this, watching tape of how, knowing tendencies of other coaches of how they're going to react. If I do this, he's going to do that. Like, a lot of it is that I'm setting it up. I'm setting you up for whatever. So that's the intricacy in the chess, not checkers. The checkers is being played by the players, and the chess is being played by the coaches. So, and Sean McVay, who's known as one of the great offensive minds, it's a great test for, Calvin Shepard, but it's in the preparation. So I think that they're going to have that. The one thing that why I like him switching it up and using is because isn't the speed of our linebackers like one of the better sideline to sideline
Yeah,
crew.
Easy posted a great stat about Alex Anzalone. Was that this morning he posted it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, actually. It says Alex Anzalone has forced 13 tight window targets this season, more than twice as many as any other linebacker. He forces tight windows on 26.5% of 49 targets faced, the highest rate among linebackers per Next Gen Stats.
Yeah,
When
that's
they're
great
active,
coverage.
when we see them, because you look at Campbell up the middle, just crushing. Like when he hits guys, it's like Branch hits
wall.
guys like a missile, but he just like stands guys up.
Yep.
And the safety, not safety he had the other day, the way that like he just came out of nowhere. So I just think that they're using, and Barnes is known to be, athletic and be able to use him as a spy a lot of
nice
times.
pick last game.
So I think it's that combination of the seven. Instead of just leaning on the front four, they got to work together as seven.
And see, I do give credit to Easy when he's on point, right?
That is fair.
I don't just always attack the young man, just on his quarterback evaluation. That's the only place. Lunchbox, Stick, proven stat, Goff has more rushing yards this year than Stafford. Mobile Goff is a thing.
Mobile Goff is
and
a
he'll
thing.
bust off those 20-yard runs when he has to.
What is what's the line this week on Goff? What's Goff?
Probably
Plus 1.5?
0.5. It's probably 0.5.
Love it.
Let me look.
You guys have cashed so much
yeah.
on that this year, haven't
Yeah,
you?
that's been a good one.
Always bet on Mobile Goff. Hold on, let's see.
Dude, when he ran that like 20-yarder or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That was hype. I might run that.
1.5 rush attempts.
It's normally 0.5 yards.
Yeah, I just have attempts here. Hold on.
It might not come out until tomorrow or Friday.
Oh, might have to see how they're going to use him.
See how the line drops, yeah.
Longest completion, 35.5 yards.
I would take the over on that.
You take the over on that?
Yeah, for sure. Jameer Gibbs, Jameson Williams.
Let's see. Pass attempts, 33.5.
Hopefully under, but
Completions, 22.5. Man, I'm taking a lot of. I'm taking all these Goff lines. 247 passing yards, 0.5 or 1.5 passing TDs, 0.5 rushing TDs.
what's the over on that? Plus 600?
18.
Okay, yeah.
Plus 1,800.
That's fair.
Just run it. Take the whole first touchdown score plus 8,000. Yeah, plus 8,000. Last touchdown score plus 9,000.
Remember, that dude had the Jared Goff first touchdown score. He had like 10 grand on it, and then he got
They called back that
by
pass
yeah.
because of the illegal motion, because he didn't come set after he removed himself from the center, which was bullshit, by the way.
Man, was that the... Imagine how that singular play not being fucked by the refs would have changed our whole season.
They lost that
They
game.
probably would have beat Kansas City.
Yep.
And, the butterfly flaps its wings from there.
It's wild. Wild what we deal with as Lions fans. That's one thing we haven't talked about going into this game is the officials, which is nice.
Yeah. Can't allow the officials to because they're going to do it. The officials have been awful in all over the NFL this year. Normally, for the longest time, it was just the Lions getting fucked. But the officials have been terrible in the NFL this year. So you can't allow them to have an output or control over the game because they'll fuck something up. They're going to. There's going to be multiple calls in this game where we're like, what the fuck? And so you can't allow that to decide the game.
That's why it's got to be like the Dallas game.
Yeah.
You take the hit and then you just keep rolling. Like
Yep.
that non-safety call could have screwed up the whole
But
thing.
they evened out. Like, that's what you mean.
Yep.
They had bad calls against them. But that's all you want as a player is just like, is it consistent at the end of the day? Do we think the refs were a wash? And they're awful, but they're a wash.
So if you're going to be bad, at least be consistently bad.
If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
Yep, there you go.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. We got some good audio from JB Bickerstaff and what he believes the Pistons are doing to reestablish the culture in Detroit. But first, let me tell you about Mad Packs. Go to getmadpacks.com. Find it at a store near you. The best product in the game, whether it's the high-low pre-rolls, the Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas, the THCA Blizzard Pack Infused Moon Rocks, or any of their top shelf strains. Just go to getmadpacks.com and find it near you. Mad Flavor, Mad High, Mad Packs. And let me tell you about Wicked Pickle. Shout out to Wicked Pickle, the Woodward Sports Pickleball Open on January 9th. Sign up for it at pickleballtournaments.com. I bet my guy Cam could play some mean pickleball. We'll see if he gets out there. January 9th, heavyweights will be broadcasting live. I'm pretty good at pickleball, not going to lie. It's going to be a fun tournament. Make sure you guys come check it out. Wicked Pickle, 10 climate-controlled courts, a fun atmosphere with chill lounges, food, and drinks. Check out Wicked Pickle in Westland.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Buddy's Pizza, the original Detroit pizza, the OG. So support them because, you know, it's Detroit versus everybody. So Buddy's Pizza, over the holidays, you want to do something nice, get a $50 gift certificate, give it to your friend, and then you take that free Foursquare and you eat it yourself because you just did a nice thing by giving a gift. Buddy's is doing that. Pizza, love and joy this holiday season with Buddy's Pizza.
Buddy's Pizzeria.
Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. He'll be back tomorrow. Darren McCarty is in here. Cam is in here in the sound booth. Spencer Raxter is here. And JB Bickerstaff has established something fun here in Detroit, and it all starts with culture. He talks about that.
Well.
Culture.
Wait, where'd it go?
Culture.
Oh, here it is.
Prestige.
Culture.
Prestige.
Worldwide.
Culture. Prestige.
Worldwide.
Was it that helped establish kind of this grit and grind style of basketball for this team?
I mean, it's the makeup of the guys that we have here, one. But two, also, when you come into a new team, you know, you want to study the history of the team, right? And understand, you know, what the fan base, you know, has embraced and what the fan base loved about their team. And when you come to Detroit, it's obvious, right? Going back to the bad boys, you know, to the next group, the, you know, best five alive with, you know, Rasheed Wallace and that group and Ben Wallace and, you know, all those guys. You know, you study that and you understand what the fans are looking for. And to the best of your ability, you try to recreate that. And I think that's what we've done here. And, you know, again, but you can't do it if the personalities of your team doesn't fit it. And our personalities fit it. You know what I mean? Like, we got guys, you know, who do like to get nasty, who do like to mix it up, who do like to make people uncomfortable and see how they respond. And it's a real thing. You know, our guys aren't out here bluffing. You know, it is what it is. So being able to do that and then have the skill set that the guys have, you know, it plays right into it.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little grit and grind.
There you go.
JB Bickerstaff talking about it. D-Mac, you're a culture guy.
Self-awareness, right there. I mean, what else do you want to hear from your coach? Like, and you, like, he's not just coach speaking you. He's telling you how we got to this process, and it works. And the most poignant thing that he said is the fact that you can do this if you're aware of it, if you have the right guys. So that's the culture. That's the thing. They know where they've come from. They know what's been here before. They know what the fans. When do you hear a coach talk about giving a shit what the fans think? Right? Like, like to the point about how the team is, but obviously it's a conversation in there because what do Detroit sports fans? They want that effort. Right? They want that grit. They want that going to work. They want that effort. Right? They're going to show up to the game no matter what game it is and cheer their asses off. So win, lose, or draw, you better best put it out on the table. Now, and you look at the way this team is made up, of different guys over the years. Yes, you have your leaders. Yes, the emergence of Jalen Duren to the next level is huge, and Ivy coming back and stuff. But it's the role players, it's the guys around them that they've put there that build this culture together, and that's how they play, exactly how he talks, and it's real. That's the whole thing right there, and it's just another way to like tell the story of how are the Pistons playing so well? Why do they look this good? Why, when they get deep into games, can they put teams away? Why do they get contribution from, yes, Cade's leading the charge, but other guys at different points? Well, that's why.
Why is it so easy for some guys and not easy for others? Because the Pistons have gone through like a 20-year stretch of trying to find a guy that can bring in the culture, can try to find the guys that can bring in the players to fit their system. It even goes back
Did you hear of any of the guys before that talk like JB Bickerstaff about taking when coming in and seeing what has come before and where our expectations? Now, it's one thing to build it, but obviously Trajan Langdon and JB Bickerstaff are lockstep to what kind of team they want to create, right? So, and I think that it takes a while to get that talent, like to not only solidify and get that talent, but to be able to put the pieces around it, right? Because most teams or whatever, they fall into good players and whatever and expect the good players because you're a great individual player to be a great team. That doesn't work. You got to have guys to buy into their roles, and that's what you're getting here. When you heard the interview, who did he talk about? The Wallaces, right? Sheed and Ben. He wasn't talking about Rip and Chauncey and stuff like that, although they were part of it, but where does it come from? Where's your intensity come from? To me, it tells me from the inside, from the big guys, from Isaiah Stewart, from Jalen Duren. Mm-hmm. That's the attitude, right? That's the attitude that they're built with that Detroit attitude. And this team plays with that. And now they're getting the swag because now they're dominating.
Starting to feel it, right?
They're starting but they feel it together, and that's beautiful because then you can see like, okay, now we're on a mission. Now we're all together. It's the same thing as what we talked about with the Lions and Dan Campbell building that sort of culture and that grit. And
well, that's exactly where I was going to go with this. This is kind of why I do give Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell even more credit than some, because like JB Bickerstaff, it's nice to be able to look back and have reference points in your franchise history of what we were to be successful. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell came here looking back like, there ain't shit back there that we can go back to and try to emulate.
Dude, Stick, it ain't about – life ain't about what I've realized, and this is just me talking. It's not about where I want to go. It's what I don't want. It's not what I want. It's what I don't want. They look back and said, we can't do this ever. We got to do something new. Let's not do this. They've shown us how not to do it. Where JB comes in and goes, okay, this didn't work, but this did. It's the same thing in that sort of game, because are they not bringing back more throwback, like a physicality or a throwback way of playing as opposed to the run? Like they can hit threes and they can run and stuff like this, but there's some grit to it. There's some when JB Bickerstaff says we got guys in our team that like to make other guys uncomfortable,
right?
And that's Detroit basketball right there. Is like.
Why do you feel that that's the only style that works here? You know what I mean? Like, because they've tried run and gun. When Monty was here, they tried to open it up just a little bit. But it always comes back to, if you want to be successful in Detroit, even with the Red Wings, when we had the fancy Russian five that were just skilled, we needed the fucking grind line to beat that ass.
Stick. What's the adage of the quote? What wins championship?
Defense.
Thank you. So it's that defensive mindset first in an offensive league. I don't care what it is. It's keeping the puck out of the net. It's being able to shut down the basket like they do. Do they not? They've improved in the three-point shooting.
Yep.
Right? They've improved, in all ways, but they also play hard on defense. Like these guys hustle up and down the floor. They don't mail anything in. That's the way to play. That's what is not taking any time off when you're on the court.
And that's to do with the scouting, and that's to do with before you draft these guys, figuring out their dogs, and that's what shifts the culture. And like, let's be honest, let's tip our cap to Cade Cunningham as well, because he is a superstar. he sat here through 3 years and was a part of the team that set the franchise record for the most losses, and he could have very well been a diva, lost his intensity on defense, and could have been a cancer in the locker room. But he embraced, 3 coaching changes?
Yeah.
To get here. And not only that, kept that dog mentality of Detroit's still going to be something.
Okay.
So that was huge. So I got to give credit to Cade on that end.
And you know where it starts that deserves the credit is Tom Gorse. To be able to cut the check, to be able to step back and to put the right guys into position, right? And the way that Trajan Langdon, props to him too, right? Because you have to be able to get the right personnel. That's the biggest thing. Why did we work? Because we had the right personnel playing their job to the best of their ability.
Right. And it reminds me of what Sheila did too with, Matt Patricia. Hey, here's the standard, and she gave him 3 weeks, and he didn't reach it week 1. She ousted his ass before the standard.
Who was the only one that was backing Dan Campbell? Dan Holmes.
Yeah, when they were 1-6.
Right,
when
exactly.
they were 1-6.
Who came out and said no?
Right.
These are our guys, right? So props to her too. Props to the Queen.
Let's see, nitty gritty. Good thing Stick doesn't run the Pistons. He would have shipped Cade out of town.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It depends on what the offer was. Like they're thinking about trading Giannis. So Spenny, I know this is all this. I don't want to trade Cade, but if somebody came to you with 5 first-round picks, 3 serviceable players, you'd consider it. I'm not saying you'd do it, but you'd have to listen.
If I already won a championship and the team was falling apart, yeah, I'd do it for sure.
Yeah. So there you go. And there you go. Stick's favorite cousin. Who's
Shout
that?
out.
Shout out.
It's your favorite cousin. I don't know.
I don't know. Kira's in the chat.
Shout
Did
out.
not know this. Shout out, Kira. But yeah, the culture's been great. I love that now we have 3 phases of the bad boy Pistons. We have the Isaiah Thomas era, we have the Ben Wallace era, and now we're having the Cade Cunningham era. And hopefully they can produce at least one championship like the other 2 eras have done. Because all of this is fun, but to hold Spenny to the standard, if they don't win a championship, it's all for nothing.
Yep.
It's a cute story, not a great team. And I think they'll get there. What they've been doing is pretty phenomenal this year, and they're only getting better because they're younger and growing. This isn't the Blake Griffin Pistons where you're trying to hang on with a bunch of vets, giving it one more go. This is an ascending team. So happy with what JB Bickerstaff has done here. But it is weird to me, D-Mac, how it's just easy for some guys and not easy for others.
It's self-awareness and reading the room, right? And a lot more the teachers than the dictators or the guys that stand and yell and scream, but the guys that teach, they realize that. You look at along the lines is like what Spoelstra did in Miami at different times with the role players around, right? So I mean, it just shout out to self-awareness, and that's why they're there. And I don't know, Stick, why some don't. Some try to create their own culture.
Yeah,
and you mentioned,
and I think some are just misguided in it. Like Monty, what was Monty's culture? What was his calling card when he was here? Because Troy Weaver, I think, is
money.
$30 million. Troy Weaver, I think, is a smart basketball mind. Obviously, he's still a part of the organization, but why couldn't he extract these types of players?
Because he didn't want that type of game.
No.
More of a run and gun, and right? Like it was more the way that the team was made up or whatever like that, and guys just have different plans that we're going to play like Oklahoma instead of like Chicago.
Well, I like that they elected to go the defensive route.
Well, it wins championships.
I'm a big fan of if the masses are going this way, come back the other way, and that's the way the NBA has been going, jacking up nonstop 3-pointers. Good to see defense coming back, starting to be victorious because other teams will emulate that, and maybe we can get some real basketball played again within the next couple seasons. Offense and defense. Make it exciting. Yeah. Where we got to go, Spenny? Lady Jane's.
Tell us about Lady Jane's, D-Mac.
Yeah, walking any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. Open 7 days a week. You sit back, you relax, you enjoy a haircut, a scalp massage, a hot lather, neck shave, and hot towel treatment. From one of the talented stylists, take advantage of the $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code up there in the corner. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's haircuts for men is wicked awesome.
X experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more.
Fall's got Michigan buzzing, and Loom is back with 2 brand new flavors. Grab the new orange, Spenny and my favorite, or the lemon lime buzzing today. Crisp, smooth, and perfectly buzzed at 7.5 milligram THC. Or crank it up. Did you try the buzzing 100 yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
yet. I got
cherry,
that in the fridge though.
Cherry, strawberry,
I got
watermelon,
cherry.
whatever you like. I like the watermelon one. Low-cal, hangover-free, and all Michigan made. Find them now at loom.com or any of Loom's now 41 locations across the state. Remember to use the code WSN30 to get 30% off your entire order.
Shout out to Loom.
Shout out to Loom.
I've been rolling up their double stuffed cookie. Whew.
It's good. Double stuff.
I got their apple fritter the other day.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah, had some headband like it mixed in with it.
That's nice. That's nice.
I still miss like the
And
old
they've got the
pure
best.
headband.
Their pods. They got these little disposable pods. I fidget with it all day, just clacking this thing because it's like the. This is the thing you charge, and it's got a button that you can preheat and change the heat settings. And then you buy the little pods, and they like snap in there. So I just sit there
It's like a fidget spinner.
Yeah, I'm very ADHD, so I sit there doing that all day.
Nice. Double purpose.
There we go. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. Darren McCarty is here. Cam is here
Shout
and
out.
safely away from grade schools. The chat is very concerned.
Did we say, was it 20 feet? We're not sure.
500?
Okay.
500?
We're checking back.
500?
It's been so
100
long.
feet.
It's been so long.
It's been so long. Spenny is here. We got about 20 minutes, 18 minutes left in the show. You guys just want to kind of freeform it throughout here? I mean, I think we've covered the Lions pretty good. You guys killed it on the Red Wings coverage earlier on. Pistons, the culture's here. Cade's doing his damn thing.
I got a question.
Uh-oh.
Because I'm gonna bum you out. But
You're going to bum me out?
Well, what's your percent? Because Cam really got me thinking of this, and it started yesterday, and we're gonna talk a little Tigers here. So, what do you think that Spenny, if you were gonna put, or you guys, if you're gonna put a percentage on Tarek Skubal being at training camp or whatever, do you think it's a done deal? Like, do people think it's a done deal that he's not going to be here? Because I do. Are you guys there yet?
I'm a never say never guy.
So you're thinking still they might get a deal done?
I think so. I think you have another half a season to get the deal done, right? It's not like he's going to come out here this season. He's not going to pitch. So you got a half a year to get it done. And I think it really depends on how the team looks going into this year and the offseason moves that you make. If I'm Tariq Skubal, I'm sitting back waiting on your ass to make a move. All right,
Dude, but when he's talking about re-signing his own guys like Torres and whatever, and that's like a big, like he's getting, this guy I'm talking about, Scott Harris, is
Right.
getting excited, like, oh, these are the guys. No, like you're not doing anything.
But Skubal's one of your own guys. Like, you should be excited about signing him.
You should sign him, but shouldn't he be a priority?
He should
like,
be the
to
number
me,
one priority.
If I'm a player to here and I get it to what, unless there's stuff going on.
They re-signed Finnegan. That's a good move. He was very good.
Don't you think there's part of this to where it takes two to tango, right? Skubal's got to be willing to put his name on the line too, and Scott Boras has to be willing to step in a room and be reasonable.
What's reasonable?
No, he doesn't.
He does not.
Exactly.
And
but
you
if
gotta
he's coming in
understand he
asking
hasn't
for
been
a
paid
Billy,
either.
right? And the Tigers are saying no, we'll give you $500 million. I'm not going to fault the Tigers.
No, I think if they were, it'd be done already.
It'd be done.
You think? And that's what I don't know. I'm not in these rooms. I don't know what the initial offers are. The rumors that got let out there that they offered them, pennies on the dollar last year, that's kind of offensive, and I hope they didn't go down that route.
They definitely did.
But no, Skubal's going to start the season on the Tigers roster. He's going to pitch 10 to 15 games on the Tigers roster, and then they will either trade him or massively re-sign him. I don't think the story's been written. I don't think there's been any major decisions made. I do think Skubal is looking at Harris saying, you can have me, but you need to treat me right. You need to surround me with the pieces I need. And until you do, I'm not signing. So he's buying time, which is fair.
I guess that maybe let's change the question. Are you feeling, because maybe that's what I'm feeling, that it's starting to be disrespectful to the player? And when the player has the power to that, or is it just business? And it's just
you know agents better than I do.
To the fact of I'm not hearing what I want to hear, and it just
I feel like Boris and Scotty Harris are posturing very well right now.
That's it, and that's what it is. It's custody battle.
I'm really getting sick of Scott Harris' bullshit, not gonna lie. If he comes up here to the mic and lies to my fucking face again, I'm gonna start biting at his nose. Like, this guy...
That's how it feels, doesn't it?
Like, come on. They treat us like children. They treat us like we're stupid. Yeah. Again, he said in his conversation on MLB Network, bullpens are built differently. Sometimes you don't need good guys in the bullpen. If you tell me one more time that it's a good idea to not bring good players to your team, I'm going to punch you in the throat, allegedly on Roblox. But this is just fucking ridiculous, man. And I've already accepted the fact that they are not going to sign Tarek Skubal because they're not a serious organization when it comes to paying real deal money for real deal players. He's going somewhere else. He's going to go into the hall somewhere else. It's over. But I'm looking at going forward. If you're going to be the A's, if you're going to be the Guardians, if you're going to be the Tampa Bay Rays, just fucking tell me that. Don't lie to me again. You've already lied to me like 4 times.
Because we'll never be royal.
But see, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe the question is, do you think Scott Harris is being because I think he's being shisty.
He is.
Like and maybe that's what it is, Spenny, is what I'm feeling more so is that you're treating me like I haven't been sitting around here for the past 50 years. Yeah,
but it's also not his job to let us behind the curtain. Right? It's his job to get the job done and to position himself to agents, to players publicly in a way that it's like almost, hey, we don't need you. Like, I don't know.
I was just wondering if you guys felt like it was off. Like something's not.
I just think we're all antsy because we all want it to happen or some sort of resolution. But you still got it's like the Jahmyr Gibbs thing next year, right? You still got him under contract. You don't have to panic, but you definitely have to start making some decisions, and that's where I feel like we're at with Skubal. Like, we all want it signed now. We wanted it signed last year. But that's with 2 years left on a deal. How often does that happen, especially with a Scott Boras client? I'll give you a hint. It doesn't. He makes them ride out their whole contract so they can get the ultimate leverage in the end. So that's where I think mid-season we'll have an answer, and they're not gonna just let him ride out his contract and get nothing in return.
Is there any chance that happens, Spenny?
Yeah, there's definitely a chance.
I think
you think that happens?
Because
you think that happens?
I'm the Dodgers, why the fuck would I trade for Tarek Skubal? You're gonna go win another World Series without him, and then you could just sign him in the offseason.
Well, then you trade him to the Red Sox, or you trade him to another team. Like, you honestly think they're gonna sit there on their ass and get nothing in return for this guy?
I think there's a very high possibility of that happening. Shout out to that guy Matt in the super chat. He says #bite that nose t-shirt, $29.99. Hey, I'm telling you, allegedly, not allegedly, we do not promote violence to others. We do not endorse violence to others on this network. And the views of Spencer Axter do not represent the views of Woodward Sports anyway. And everything I'm about to say is in a satirical fashion on GTA 6 in Roblox. But I swear to fucking God, if they let Tarek Skubal walk away for nothing, I will fight Scott Harris in the middle of Comerica Park. Like, that is just malfeasance.
Right. That's
and
why it's not going to happen. So why are you getting worked up for something that's not going to happen?
We're going to pay our guys when it comes. Don't worry. We're going to pay players when we're ready to win. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's not a good idea to get good players at the deadline. You can build a bullpen by signing ass dudes in Korea. Like, fuck off, dude.
So the only person that could save Scott Harris if he could save himself is Steve Yzerman by making the Quinn Hughes trade.
Yes.
Then you wouldn't fist fight him in the middle.
Then I would
probably be out in Woodward.
Yes, I would still hate him, but I would be very happy if we traded for Quinn Hughes.
So shocked you hated GM that's delivered you 2 playoff appearances.
I don't give a fuck about playoff appearances, dude.
You should.
Why? You were better than that.
We were?
Yes, we're the Tigers.
Okay.
Have some shame.
Detroit Tigers.
Fucking cool. You won a wild card series. Who fucking cares?
I mean, the people that expect you to progress.
They didn't progress. They're literally the same.
But you're the same dude here rooting for Yzerman right now.
Yeah, because they're progressing, and he's going to make a move for a superstar.
And how many years has he been the GM?
A while. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Are you
hasn't
cool
been
with
in the
this?
position.
You're fine with sitting on your hands and being mid? I'm not. That's why I want him to trade for Quinn Hughes. That's why I want him to sign Tarek Skubal. That's why I want him to go get a fucking edge rusher. Because I'm not cool with one loss in the playoffs. I'm not cool with one playoff series. That's why I want to trade for Giannis. Because I want fucking championships in this city. I'm sick of seeing some fucking playoff wins and saying, take it, fatty. No, I want championships. Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck a world's fucking wild card series.
How do you
That
win
means nothing.
championships? With playoff wins, correct?
A lot of them in a row, yes.
All right. So we need playoff wins.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
so you're good? We're good?
And you need the best pitcher.
We're good?
And if you have the best pitcher in baseball that you've
Expect
brought
more from your
up.
city. Stop being a loser.
How is wanting my teams to be in the playoffs and appreciating playoff exposure a loser
Because you
mentality?
should want more. You should want more.
Yeah,
and
but
if
I'm
you
not-
don't, that's sad.
But I'm not going to cry like a little child if they don't give me everything I want every time I want it.
A back-to-back Cy Young winner. It's not the end of the world. It's a fucking easy move to make. Why are you defending this bullshit right now?
Because
that's gross, dude.
If it was an easy move to make, it would have been made. There's two parties in this. One wants
And
to
one's
be
a
paid.
cheap fuck who's not giving up the money that you have to do, that he's going to get, that somebody is going to pay him. And you can. He's the top 3 richest owner in the league. Don't tell me he's some fucking broke pizza boy.
They can pay him?
Expect more from your teams. Put more on your owners. Want more. Don't settle for bullshit. Don't settle for a wild card series win. What the fuck does that mean? You got a 4-time Stanley Cup champion sitting next to you, and you're saying you're cool to get in the playoffs? Fuck that.
Darren, was there a progression to win that championship, or did you guys just flip a switch and win a championship? Did you get knocked around in the playoffs a couple times
but
before you got there?
You had to have the players.
Right,
but then you had to get there. So
Right.
when we had Sergei Fedorov, arguably the best player at the time, that when it came down to a contract negotiation where he held out, remember until February of the 98 year that Carolina tried to sign him on an offer sheet that we matched. We didn't lose our Tarek Skubal, and we went on to win a cup, stuff like this.
Right,
So,
but
you
had to get swept by
you had to learn
the Devils,
learn
right?
how to win.
Right.
With
Thank
the
you.
players.
And
the
that
thing
comes
is,
with playoff exposure, right?
Yeah, but when your
Yeah,
owner
but
says,
there's
hey,
a
when we're
difference
ready to win,
between-
we'll pay,
Dude,
and
it's
you
not
go
a
in the same spot
participation.
back-to-back times and don't pay, he's lying to your fucking face. And you could take there, and you could slop it up, and you could say, thank you, Mr. Harris. I'll take another wild card series victory, all you want. But I know that you have to pay good players if you don't want to win in baseball. If you don't think so, then have fun being a fucking Reds fan.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have more fun when my teams make the playoffs.
I have more fun when they win championships.
Do you? Because you haven't seen it.
I've seen a couple, and it was the best time of my fucking life. I want it back. And you should too.
You've seen the Red Wings in your life.
I've seen the Red Wings and the Pistons win championships in my life. I've been to the parades.
How old were you in 04?
I was 8.
8. Okay.
And is that good? Like, what? You talk about Detroit as one of the best sports cities ever.
It is.
Then you should expect fucking more than 2 championships in a 30-year-old's lifetime.
Yeah, I just don't cry when they don't happen. That's the difference. Like I'm not.
Why? Why?
But the thing
Why?
is,
it's not worth
So you're
me
just
cry-
cool with it. You're just going to get bent over a barrel
No,
and take
because I understand the
mediocrity.
process to get there. Like
It's my whole life, Stick. You just said. How much of a process do they need?
in this situation, it's your guy that you've had all along. So the tough part is because it comes down to that it's a dollar thing. And when it becomes to a money thing that you're going to lose to whatever, then that's the frustrating part because you lose Skubal, it's going to revert you back. So the frustration is there to, if you were, like Neil's right, if you want to take one more crack at this with him, you're going to, let him play out his contract and not get shit for him.
Yeah, see, I just.
So
like,
you're going to trade him, and,
I'm not gonna,
then where are you going to be?
I'm not going to freak out about something that
then
hasn't
you're gonna
happened.
Then we're going to be happy if we get into a wild card, right? Instead of like holding on or whatever. Here, let me tell you about Spider Legs. Spider Legs is a premium pre-roll brand where bold innovation meets meticulous precision. Spenny and I will be enjoying one after the show.
Shout out.
Spider Legs sets a new standard, blending strength and sophistication for those who value products built with care and purpose. Spider Legs can be found in over 200 dispensaries in Michigan. Follow Spider Legs on Instagram at Spider Legs Official.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more.
Hey, we were just going over all the fun prop bets for Jared Goff coming up on Sunday. You can take advantage of that at Caesars Sportsbook. And you know what? If you lose, you can get $1,000 back in bonus bet money when you enter code word Woodward1000 when you sign up today. Make sure you scan that QR code above my head. Get on to Caesars Sportsbook. It is the best sportsbook there's ever been. All right, welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. Darren McCarty, Spencer, Cam is here as well. Stick loves rebuilding from Michigander. And I just don't understand, for the people who've witnessed the championship teams we've had in this city, not understanding the growth process it took to get there. Like the 02, 01, 03 Pistons with the John Barrys of the world, with, like changing the roster, earning your spot, losing to the Nets. And then you go back to the Pistons before that on their championship run. You look at all of it, getting through the Celtics, battling the Lakers. So if you want to tell me that them making the playoffs in those times didn't help them win a championship down the road, we can have that conversation, I guess. But what I've seen in watching Detroit sports is you take your lumps to get that calloused mentality to become a champion. You don't just flip a switch and the next day you're a champion. So you're right. Sometimes I'm okay with last year the Pistons losing in the first round. You know why? Because I feel like that was a young team that needed playoff exposure to learn how to win in crunch time situations. And I feel like this year you're kind of seeing the benefit of that with Cade Cunningham down the stretch. He had a rough time closing against New York last year. This year, some of the best fourth quarter numbers in the league. So as much as everybody wants to shit on playoff experience and shit on actually progressing as a franchise, I'm always going to support my franchise learning and getting better. Now, obviously, there's nuance to this. Like we said earlier, is it is it a team that's old and trying to hang on? There, I'm not looking for them to learn how to win. But if it's a young team like the Tigers, like the Lions, like the Pistons, I'll accept it a little more because I know the greater good that comes from it.
And, that soliloquy is awesome, and I love that. But, if the Pistons had lost in the first round in Game 7 in back-to-back years and Cade Cunningham was not going to be signed to this team and they were just going to trade him or let him walk, you'd just be, cool with that. It's okay. That's fine. They got the experience. Those other guys will be able to do the same thing without Cade Cunningham when he moves on to the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll be fine. At least they lost in the first round of the playoffs twice. That's what the Tigers are right now. They've lost in the same spot right at the end of the divisional series in Game 7, and your superstar back-to-back Cy Young pitcher is about to leave. So you're not going to get better. You're going to get drastically worse. And instead of your owner and your GM telling you, hey, we're going to have to rebuild, we're not going to sign him, we're not going to do this, this is what we're doing, we're going to a semi-rebuild, they tell us, hey, when they're ready to win, we're going to pay guys. Well, what else are you ready to win than back-to-back Game 7s in the ALDS when you were a hit away? When would you pay then? If you're not going to pay them, when are you going to pay? Because maybe, the remnants of that wild card series win will help Max Clark project his career. But I don't think they'll get back to the playoffs if they don't got Tarek Skubal. And that's a proven fact based on what their team is when he doesn't pitch. They're a 500 ball club. So if you're cool with that, if you're cool with objectively getting worse, drastically worse, after back-to-back plateaus in Game 7 of the ALDS in a sport where there's no salary cap, there's nothing hampering you from paying him, and you have a top 3 richest owner in the sport because they got to the playoffs, cool, man. I just expect more.
And you could expect more, but what you're doing is creating a problem that doesn't exist yet. Scooble's still signed to the Tigers. He's still going to pitch for the Tigers, and until he's gone, he's a Detroit Tiger. You're acting like he's already packed up, left, the show's over, and nothing else can happen.
You know, they're like actively shopping him right now as we speak, right?
Okay. That means they're not going to get nothing for him if they decide to move on.
Nothing you get will be as good as Tarek Skubal.
Time will tell.
Oh, sure. So 20 years later, when that 2036 draft pick we get comes into the league, like, yeah, maybe we'll win. Maybe we'll go to the ALCS then. Maybe in 15 years when the draft picks or the guys you get develop and make players. Why is it always a
negative projection? Why can't you project, hey, maybe they do hit on a new draft pick that becomes
Because
Shohei
you know what
Ohtani?
I project? I project you have a 2-time Cy Young winner on this team right now, and he doesn't have a contract, and you're not paying a bunch of people a bunch of money. There is no reason for somebody to sit here and tell you it's a better option to not sign Skubal and for you to lap it up. If you are, you're stupid.
It's not about lapping it up. It's about understanding business and understanding there's two sides to a negotiation. And if Skubal doesn't want to sign here, and
he has said he does.
If he doesn't want to sign here for less than a dollar amount, like, that's it. We're just not in these rooms. So for me to speak and call people stupid and ignorant and they're lying to me, I can't make that.
No, they are lying to us.
Okay.
They've lied to us multiple times.
Okay. So there we go. Big D Energy tomorrow. Neil Rule will be back in. I'm sure we'll discuss Skubal a little bit more. It's going to be a hot topic throughout the entire winter and leading into Major League Baseball. D-Mac, you are out tomorrow. Have a great, safe day. Cam, great job today on the audio. Spenny, we almost made it through a show, but we did all right today. We'll see you tomorrow. Heavyweights on 5 to 7 tonight. Let's see. Braylon Edwards and Shep up next, 2 to 4, right here on Woodward Sports. Have a good one.